something I've been reflecting on the past few days, having been a little bit under the weather and gotten triggered into a certain survival state, was recognizing the ways in which we tend to operate from the perception of trying to get something from the outside world. Like we're very often through our survival wiring trying to get something. Often unconsciously, it's not typically, what our conscious intentions are. But in some way, shape, or form, a lot of our actions boil down to trying to seek and secure safety, significance, love, attention, whatever it is for you that you feel like you're missing within yourself from out there, from people, from our relationships, from our titles, from our money, from what we have. We tend to function from a space of trying to get. And if we get to know what it feels like to be wanting something and trying to get from the outside world, we get to know that it's actually quite a painful place to live in. And so having been kind of triggered into this state in the past few days and noticed it within myself, something that I've been playing with and that I want to propose here as a practice that you can take with you and we'll play with it is turning inward and reflecting within yourself upon the question, what can I give? What do I have to give? And what's essential about the asterisk, the big asterisk with this question, is that you are included in the demographic of those who fall into the category of those you can give to. In fact, you're probably the first person that you need to give to. Whereas so many of us are, if you really pay attention, so much of the giving that we do comes with a transactional tint of our own hurt and void and scarcity within ourselves, and so we're giving to get. But if we open up this question with curiosity, with compassion, we turn inward and we include ourselves, it gives us an energy flip, or it gives us a doorway to start to ponder on what it would be like if we were to come from a place of generosity instead of from a place of scarcity. And granted, this question isn't, something that's always going to feel easy to attain. I think it's a really beautiful guiding principle to get us back into a space where we can feel more connected to our own inner resources. Because at the end of the day, what we're looking for out there, yeah, we can find it temporarily in people and places and things and yada, yada, yada. But we also have a deep well of it within ourselves. We can create safety within ourselves. We can create significance within ourselves. It's not that we're not interdependent. We don't rely on community and connection, and that's what we're all here for, to, create this together. And we also have a source of it within ourselves, and we have been disconnected from that. And so when we're functioning unconsciously and trying to get, we're really turning away from what we're capable of creating within ourselves and thinking that we should have fucking thumbs up on this thing like the faith thing. Thanks, buddy. That's so weird. We're thinking that the only place to find it is out there, and I gotta get it, and I gotta get it, and I gotta get it, and we're just ignoring the fact that actually we can start to create that. And the stepping stone that we're really just not well taught in our culture is that generosity starts with you. It starts with self-love. And so when you ask that question, it might not immediately be, oh, well, I'm going to go out and, help a million fucking people or whatever. It might just be that, like, wow, I need to give to myself. Like, well, I'm trying to get it from out here, but, like, what if I were to give it to myself? What if I were to give myself permission to rest? What if I were to give myself some space? What if I were to give myself a nice meal, or create the conditions to express myself through art or to dance or whatever floats your boat? When we turn our energy to that generosity and we include ourselves in it, now we're kind of moving out of the limbic hijack of our survival brain, which we're all, with the nervous systems that we're fucking carrying around right now, we're constantly and chronically in that state, and often not even realizing it. And when we ask this question and we turn towards ourselves and we start to bring some care to ourselves, we can start to arise out of that and start to come into our own inner resources to create the same energy that we just created right here, with the Qigong. The shaking is like this energy is in your cells, it's in your soul, it's in your body. We've just forgotten to pay attention and use it. And giving feels good. Giving feels so much better than trying constantly to get, because you'll never get enough. And that's what's so painful about the hungry ghost of that mechanism. And there's nothing wrong with it. We all do it. We're all doing it in so many different little tiny nuanced ways. If you ever take stock of your relationships, there's a lot of giving to get. There's a lot of transactionality in it. That's just attachment for you. That's the human brain for you. And when we really get down to the nuts and bolts of it, it can be quite painful and not quite satiating. So we open this question up, what can I give? What can I give to myself? Now we're opening up this energy of love and possibility. Furthermore, what can I give to others? Again, giving feels good. Can I give a smile? Can I give curiosity? Can I show care? Can I check on a friend? Can I share my art, my medicine, my passions? And when we step into this space of generosity, it's inevitable that we rise out of the small stories of the ego and our trauma and our insecurities and our survival mechanisms, which want to run the show and will and do run the show when we're not paying attention to our disadvantage and to the disadvantage of our loved ones. So the invitation is so we're going to practice this with partners and just kind of play with this question and the answer. But as a practice in daily life, when you notice that you're in this place of, I really want this thing, or I'm really craving this thing, or geez, I need this, can you flip that? What can I give in this situation? For example, I get really triggered by social media. It's a space that I have to play in, or I don't have to play in it, I choose to, because I know that there is, through my heartfelt intentions, a really beautiful opportunity to give back in the world. And it triggers the shit out of my deepest wounding. And so I can go in inspired and care so much about what I have to say, and next thing you know, I'm fucking clinging on to how many people have seen my story because I'm seeking approval. And that's happening to all of us in many different ways throughout our day. And so you notice, I've come here to give, and now I'm looking to get something, and this is painful, and it's keeping me stuck and stagnant. And so a question like this, with this example for myself, is the opportunity to recognize, oh wow, the hungry ghost is here, and he'll never be happy with, I could have 1 million fucking followers. I will not be happy from that place. But if I can flip it and say, hey, I'm here to give, and if one person hears this message and it makes a difference in their life,